request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Debapriya Bhattacharya, Distinguished Fellow of the Center for Policy Dialogue, CPD, to say a few words for us. Everyone, please
welcome. Are we still afternoon or good evening already? It makes a difference psychologically if I say good afternoon or good evening. But whatever it is, thank you for inviting me over here. I have on the podium the coordinator of the Undergraduate Research Symposium, and then we had the Professor Abul Azam, and we had who is the dean. Then we heard Professor C.M. Rahman, who is the Pro-Vice Chancellor, and of course, two great speakers, personalities, Mr. Nurul Amin, who is not only a banker, a great banker in his own right, but also a social thought leader in many ways, and great input from policy making from him. And my good younger brother, Mr. Monem, as you can see, he can be engaging and thought-provoking at the same time. So that was great listening to all of them over here. This is my second visit to this university in the recent past. I came here last year after the budget session, I guess, to have a discussion over here. And I take this opportunity to recognize the presence of my senior peer, Professor Amir Chaudhary, great to see. I also recognize the presence of my good school friend, Professor Anwar Ahmed, the Pro-Vice Chancellor of BRAC University. In fact, during that visit, I discovered that Professor Rizwan Khan and I had been in the Dhaka College at the same time. So you believe it or not, he looks very young. And if you look at my other school friend, he looks even younger. Life has treated different people differently, as you can see. I should have taken a job in the university. Both of them are the university professors. So I'm very pleased to be here today again. I was a bit late too, because in the morning CPD organized a national dialogue discussion on the Rohingya issues. And one of the issues which came up at the end of the discussion is that we don't have adequate knowledge, we don't have adequate information, we have not really studied our neighbor very well, as we have studied other countries which are far distant, and we do not really follow many of the things which are happening in the region and the sub-region. So it cannot be a better occasion for me from there to come over here and discuss the importance of research. I was really amazed when I looked for the numbers before coming here, that the level of participation and the integrity of the process. On both accounts, I'm really impressed. 5 tracks, having 167 papers, and then getting out of them, selecting 123, and then getting 54. Those are the numbers. And then getting them reviewed by 2 referees, independent blind referee. Excellent, and you have tested them in terms of plagiarism as well. So, you know, what is plagiarism? Plagiarism is that when you copy one person's idea or language, but research is about copying everybody's ideas and then putting it up to 0. This is what research is all about, right? Because you try to study, do a literature review, you scan through everybody's ideas before you establish the state of knowledge, and then you come up with the ideas in that way, where all other ideas have been blended and converged, and then you have come up with something else. So I'm always very sensitive about this word plagiarism and what exactly it will mean for research in that way. So it's very interesting that you have done this in a very professionally excellent way on that. It doesn't happen. And when you are doing it for the very first time, it's very important that you establish the credibility of the exercise. And that is the benchmarking. And I think this has gone off for an excellent start with all the participation. I was also impressed that the public university joined in. That is also very important. And having heard that all those good presentations, I look forward to seeing the volume. I am sure there will be a volume which will be coming out out of this process, apart from the journal articles which will be published. So I really congratulate all the participants, and along with those, the teachers who have really sponsored and promoted this initiative over there. Please give a big hand to yourselves and to the Now, my younger brother Monem has spoken about various kinds of things. Let me build on that. You see, what exactly is research and why should we do it? That is something. I distinguish myself from anybody else in this room is because I am in full-time research business. Many others are doing academic work, teaching, much more, I think, satisfying activities possibly in the short term. I see grooming the new generation with new ideas and new thoughts and new values. That's very important. And they also do research along with it. But I spend my 100% on research. Now, why do we really, what really makes research and why it is valuable and etc. The point is that if you look at research, what it is all about, there are various kinds of definition, You know, research means if you do not succeed, then you search again. If you do not succeed this time, you search again. And that is called research. Research going on, searching every time. And others will tell you that many of I'm addressing my younger colleagues, that research is something which everybody knew, everybody has seen, but nobody has thought about it. Thought is the important part coming out of the whole thing, of this process. And this thought process comes only from a trained mind. It comes from a trained mind which has the ability to do structured thinking. Because many people have many information, but they may not be able to put it in a structured form and with a logical framework. That's very important. The best thing which a research effort gives to a human being is the ability to think in a structured way within a logical framework. This is the number one advantage which adds value to a person when you do research. The second thing is that the research also gives us the ability to marshal evidence and put it into justification or negation of a conceptual framework. So that's the second part, that your ability to be objective, to get the evidence in line with your framework. That is the other part, I would say. And the third thing which a research will allow us to do is that to draw guidance, to draw conclusions which will inform action. So the three things I'm trying to say. The structured thinking approach, the logical framework. Second, putting the evidence into the logical framework. And the third, to guide an action. A research which does not inform an action is not good enough for research. Sorry for being so blunt. Because there was a time when people used to think research is for research's sake. And you have been mentioning this, Socrates, Aristotle, or Plato, and many others. And if you go to Hippocrates, then you'll all these things you will get, and Ibn Rushd as well, Avicenna and others. But the issue is at that time, if you, for your self-development process, we can have research. বাংলায় বললে কি আত্মপ্রবৃত্তি এবং আত্মজিজ্ঞাসাকে বিস্তৃত করার জন্য এবং এটাকে আরো ঐশ্বর্যমণ্ডিত করার জন্য আমার ব্যক্তিত্বের বিকাশের জন্য আমি গবেষণা করছি, এটা এক ধরনের জিনিস। But there is the other thing over there. The knowledge for knowledge's sake approach is one, but then there is the other approach, the knowledge for change, the knowledge to making a difference in the life of the people. That is a totally different thing. You see, this approach to knowledge for change and knowledge for knowledge's sake is something we should understand. I do not disregard that part, the knowledge for knowledge's sake, because philosophy and many other theology and many other subjects would have grown, and the humanity and the civilization would not have become richer without those things. Those are very important. The elder you get, you start appreciating those more. And then you have the knowledge for change. The difference is that knowledge pursuit is a bit of an elitist pursuit, unfortunately or fortunately. It is an elitist pursuit. Not everybody is given to knowledge pursuit.
if that be the case, if you are the fortunate one to get access to that knowledge, then it brings in the responsibility of sharing that with those who do not have it. That is the issue. So, knowledge for change. I once mentioned, I'm an interview I said, then বলছেন জ্ঞান কি আমি ভেজে খাবো নাকি? জ্ঞান কি আমি কি করব? জ্ঞান কি আমি ভেজে খাবো নাকি সিন্ধুকে রেখে দেব? জ্ঞান যদি মানুষের জীবনে পরিবর্তন না আনতে পারে, তাহলে সেই জ্ঞানের আমার কি বাহুল্য? এইটা হলো বিষয়. So my point to you is that in this process, the undergraduate research symposium, and as you may know, symposium word comes from the Greek tradition. Then essentially they would get together, maybe in a Roman bath or somewhere around the fountain, and enjoy merriment, couple of drinks which you are not allowed to, and then discuss, exchange ideas. That is how the symposium concept developed in the Greek issue. So now the organizers have put in a lot of emphasis on ensuring the quality, the professional integrity of the process, and I think it's great I have mentioned that. But now I urge upon them to bring in another part of it. The other part is the ethics of research. The ethics of research is that, what I would like to look at it, it's not about no plagiarism, no copying, proper citation, give credit to people in the right way. If there is an error, you will have to acknowledge that the error is there. So all these things are the integrity part. But then there is this ethics part. Somebody has really paid for my knowledge. Somebody has paid for my knowledge. Knowledge is a public good. It is not a private good. It belongs to the people who have paid for it. This is being paid by somewhere down there so that I acquire that knowledge and give it back to the society. And that is the ethics of research. How my subject, how my finding will make a difference in the life of the people, whether through your innovation and incubation, or through any other social problem solution, or any other innovation we can think of, and etc. So why I'm here today? I'm here today to urge you that make good use of this opportunity. Consider yourself to be fortunate, to be one of those who got access to public resources, to study such a thing, which may change sometimes the livelihood conditions of other marginalized, miserable people who are not being able to come over here and the children couldn't get the education. So my point to you is that the ethics of research is that it has to change the life of those who are not represented in this room today. Those absentee voices has to be strengthened through the work we do every day. And that is what possibly is all about, this noble pursuit, the noble initiative, what you are pursuing today. I'm so pleased, I'm so proud of you, and wish you best of luck in your coming days. Thank you.